Oh, what is GXWs, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 179 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And when there's a pay-per-view, I will do a separate pay-per-view review for said pay-per-view. Let's dive in to the Netflix era for the WWE. If you've been living underneath a rock for the last, few weeks or whatever, you might have heard, or not have heard, that Netflix is bringing the WWE to Netflix. And this is huge, man. This is absolutely huge for the WWE, as my cats play WWE with each other as they fight violently beside me. But Netflix coming to WWE coming to Netflix is huge, man. That's a massive audience, and the big thing is that you can watch it whenever you want. You can watch it live on Netflix. You can rewatch it anytime after. You can go back and watch any of the old episodes that they streamed. So that's huge. You can watch it whenever you want. You can fast forward through it. You can do whatever you want with it. So now it's even more accessible. You just hit a massive new audience, and WWE has been on the rise for like the last year plus. Whenever McMahon went away, Triple H took over, WWE's been on a steady incline in terms of everything, man. Like, it's just been all around much, much better. And here we are, man. We're bringing in this new era, the Netflix era. We're in Los Angeles, 17,000 people in attendance for this Netflix premiere. And we start with a really cool intro video montage of the history of wrestling and all that great stuff. Triple H appears in the ring to a huge ovation and welcomes everybody to the Netflix era. Are you ready? Why not start the new era with someone from the past? It's The Rock. Do you smell, everybody? Electrifying ovation for Rocky with his People's Championship. Rock gives a special thank you to Cody Rhodes for carrying the company this whole year plus. Shouts out Roman Reigns. Rock hits some catchphrases with no tongue action. Where's the tongue? I need some tongue from Rocky. I was disappointed. Anyway, awesome moment to kick off the new era. Crowd super fired up. And yeah, dude, they're ready. We're all ready. Thumbs up. That was well done. And we kick it off, surprisingly, with the Tribal Combat match. Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns. So this super long bloodline feud has been going on for like a year, battling over the Ulafala, the necklace, the tribal necklace. And whoever holds the necklace holds the power. So they're battling for the Ulafala, and they tossed in, let's battle for the power of Paul Heyman as well. So whoever wins this match also will win the services of Paul Heyman. Let's get in this son bitch. Also, there's no rules. Tribal combat, no disqualification, all that great stuff. Solo with a stiff forearm plants Roman on the announce table with a Uranagi. Roman hit in the head with a tablet, I believe, looked like a tablet, then has the steel steps just thrown at his head. That was awesome. Solo and Roman beating each other with chairs. Solo low blow plants Roman with a Uranagi on a chair. That's not enough. Roman powerbombs Solo through a table. Tama Tonga arrives on scene, takes out the referee. And then Jacob Fatu nails Roman with an impaler and nails that wicked moonsault. Solo with the Samoan spike. Roman kicks out. Oh, yeah. Sammy and Jay arrive. They take out the bloodline. Haluva kick, spear combo. The referee is late. Solo kicks out. Kevin Owens hits Roman with a stunner out of nowhere. Cody Rhodes to the rescue. Hits Kevin Owens with a Cody Cutter. Roman hits 2 spears, pins Solo to win the Tribal Combat match. Crowd going frickin' banana. Roman wins back the Ulafala, and he retains Paul Heyman. Thank goodness. I mean, I actually would have liked Paul Heyman with Solo. It would have been sweet. Regardless, surprised this match kicked off the show, but what a banger way to do it. We finally, well, again, I still don't feel like this is over. I don't think Solo's going to stop. He'll just continue to attack and do what he does. But Roman and Solo, man, gave a great performance. Like, big bumps. They were stiff with each other. They weren't holding back. Shenanigans were expected, but I didn't feel like they overshadowed the match. They didn't take away from it. Wicked near falls. Really got the crowd excited. Showed off how tough Solo is. And, of course, Roman Reigns. It's freaking Roman. But, yeah, banger to open up the show. And then The Rock arrives. He takes the Ulafala from Heyman to present it to Roman. Oh, some big stuff could have happened, but for now, we get a bit of a tense stare-off until The Rock hugs Roman and everything is all good. Roman celebrates without interruption, so we don't get that. I mean, maybe a little seed planted there. They'll come back to it at some point, but The Rock, Roman Reigns, battling for Bloodline. That was supposed to be the WrestleMania main event last year, but Cody Rhodes happened, so they kind of had to let the Cody Rhodes thing happen. They'll come back to it at some point, but hey, we're not far away from WrestleMania, so I'm a little bit surprised that Rock didn't do anything right there. Maybe just to, not overshadow the big moment, the big Bloodline, storyline coming to a head here. So we'll see. Maybe Rock comes back and challenges Roman for the Ulafala, for the real, because he keeps going on about, I'm the real final boss, I'm the final boss, and maybe Roman's like, well, fuck that, I'm the final boss now, bitch. That would be kind of cool. And then we get the New Day. They're interviewed in the crowd. New Day having to actually work a little bit to draw out the boos from LA. Woods trash talks Kendrick Lamar. That gets the crowd going. Once you trash talk Kendrick, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of boos coming out of LA. But I don't know, maybe they just wanted to hear what New Day wanted to say, and New Day was just expecting to get booed to oblivion, but yeah, they actually had to say some stuff, which was nice. Speaking of nice, it's John Cena is in the freaking building, y'all. Cena hyping up the crowd as always, he's doing what he does. Cena starts throwing out names as potential opponents like Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes, etc. Cena wants that 17th world title, but he doesn't see it happening. What the hell? It's been over 2,500 days since John Cena has been a champion in the WWE. John suggests maybe he could win the Royal Rumble. Crowd likes this. Cena does one better. He says he will win the Royal Rumble. Crowd going banana. And yeah, dude, absolutely. So we are officially kicking off the final year of John Cena in the WWE. This is the farewell tour. He's got the shirt and all that great stuff. Also, shout out to the cameraman. When John Cena does his entrance, he always does the run down the ramp with the cameraman following behind. And they have a nice relationship. He's like, let's go to work. And the cameraman's like, let's go work, baby. And it's like, yeah, man, that's nice. But, man, John Cena, so humble. Give this man the 17th championship already. He deserves it. And I think it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Kind of strange hearing John Cena, like, down on himself. Like, oh, I can't do it. Like, oh, that's weird. You never hear that. But, and he literally has never give up on his hat. Like, come on now. But regardless, really awesome. You got John Cena here. And yeah, dude, it's going to be a very exciting year to see what happens. Tons of speculation. Will he win the Rumble? Is he going to win Elimination Chamber, which I have tickets for now. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but I'm going to Elimination Chamber. It's going to be crazy, and I would love to see John Cena win the Elimination Chamber. That would be amazing, but where are we going, man? There's so many possibilities and roads to go down, like the Cody roads. Are you going to fight Cody? Are you going to fight... How many more times are you going to fight Randy Orton? Is Triple H going to come out and fight you again? Who knows? But that was an awesome moment. Thumbs up. We go now to the Women's World Championship match. It's Liv Morgan with Dom and Raquel defending against Rhea Ripley. Ripley, stiff powerbomb to Liv onto the announce table. Riptide out of nowhere, Morgan kicks out. Dom and Raquel distraction. Liv able to hit an Oblivion onto a chair. Ripley kicks out. Liv paying homage to Eddie with the Three Amigos and a Frog Splash combo. Fuck yeah. Ripley hits a second Riptide, pins, and new Women's World Champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. Oh, man. Good battle right there for the championship. Shenanigans, again, expected, but didn't ruin the match. You just know they're going to be there. Some nice close calls. That table bump was nasty. 7 out of 10. Good fight right there. Liv Morgan, my goodness. Star-making run as champion. You know, I really didn't think a lot about Liv Morgan before this championship run, but she really shut my mouth. She was spectacular. The relationship with Dom, the rivalry with Rhea Ripley, loved it. She was phenomenal. Ripley reclaims what is rightfully hers, and yeah, she looks primed and ready to continue onward. She didn't lose any steam from the injury. She's right there. She's still probably the most popular woman on the roster. She gets huge responses, and yeah, she's champion again. Dom Mysterio comes into the ring wanting a hug from Rhea Ripley. Instead, Dom is taken to Dick Kick City and nailed with a riptide. Oh yeah. Ripley celebrating on stage when the freaking bell tolls. Are you kidding me? It's the freaking Undertaker! Taker takes a lap around on his motorized bicycle and then celebrates with Rhea Ripley with some fireworks. Hell yeah, man. I mean, Ripley stunned to see Undertaker. I was very pleasant. I was laughing. I was just like, geez, you got the Undertakers here too. Oh, baby. That was fun. Very cool. We got Chad Gable says he doesn't hate luchadors. And I am curious, is this a tease for the Lucha Bros? And apparently no, it may not be. So what I heard from a guy at work is that Penta will be coming to the WWE, but not Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix apparently still contracted with AEW and won't be coming over just yet, or possibly ever. I'm not 100% on that one. But Penta should be on his way. And it sounds like he maybe was supposed to be on this show, but I guess that didn't happen. And this is why this kind of like sticks out to me, because it was such a short little segment. And I thought he said he hates the Lucha Bros. That's what I thought he said, but he said Luchadors. But regardless, I still think this is a tease here for one of the Lucha Bros to show up in WWE rather soon. And it looks like it's going to be Penta. And yo, Penta, just the look of that guy, I feel like people are going to know who this guy is when he comes to WWE. He's probably going to be an instant star, man. I'd be shocked if he isn't. We get The Miz roasting John Cena. Karrion Kross interrupts, demanding Miz help fight with the Wyatts. Miz brags about beating Cena at WrestleMania that one time without any help whatsoever, and he could do it again. So I don't know, a little tease right there. John Cena Miz matchup. Sure, we can do that. I don't, it's not going to be like the big one, but yeah, sure, why not revisit John Cena in The Miz? And The Miz now, at this point in his career, so much better than he was when he fought John Cena at WrestleMania. So yeah, I think that would be really fun to revisit. That'd be cool. We get Jey Uso does his crowd entrance with Travis Scott. All right. McAfee and Michael Cole dancing on the announce table. Very funny visual. Michael Cole, the whitest man on the planet, zero rhythm, just, oh dear. Now we got Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Claymore countered with a super kick. Jey hits a spear and super kicks. Drew counters a second spear attempt with a Claymore. Jey kicks out of the Claymore. Wow. Drew gets cocky. Jey counters a Claymore into a crucifix pin and steals the win. McIntyre stunned, but that's what you get, bro. You get cocky, you get caught. Good competitive 1v1 matchup. Pretty surprised that Jey kicked out of that Claymore. It's a pretty protected finisher right there. Just goes to show how much they are, pumping up Jey Uso, man. Main event Jey kicking out of big moves, and yeah, gets the big win right there. We get Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian, who I loved in high school. I not really up on him anymore, but man, I love this guy in high school. He interrupts the New Day. Alpha Academy show up. They have some laughs at the New Day expense, and Gabriel Iglesias says New Day sucks. Fun stuff. Ripley and Damian are interviewed in the crowd. Rhea is amped that she is champion again, and Damian challenges Finn Balor to a street fight. All right. And here we go, baby. This is one of the best moments of the show. The Hulkster, Hulk Hogan, arrives to boos from the crowd. Hogan pushing his beer, he rips off his shirt and quickly gets the fuck out of there. He's like, nope, not today, daddy. I'm getting the hell out of here. Also, Jimmy Hart was there, and you can see Hogan. He's like, are they booing me? And Jimmy Hart's like, yeah, daddy. Fuck yeah, daddy. Hogan will cry himself to sleep after that crowd response. Oh, that was a whiff. I mean, why would you? I know it's Hogan. He's synonymous with wrestling, and he was the star during, like, arguably the biggest, most wild time of wrestling, the Hulkamania and all that stuff. Of course, like, you have to respect Hulkamania for what it was. It was fucking crazy, but the man, Hulk Hogan, whatever, he's a fucking piece of shit. So yeah, I am amped that the crowd booed him. That is hilarious. He's coming out pushing some fucking beer. Like, come on now, get the hell out of here. I felt bad that Jimmy Hart was also getting some Ricochet boos, but whew, yeah, that was some fun stuff. We'll probably never see Hulk Hogan again. We get Seth Rollins versus CM Punk up next. Punk with a avalanche swinging neck breaker. Seth nails Punk with a stiff GTS, and he fucking kneed him right in the face. It was awesome. Thumbs up. Seth talking trash gets hit with a stomp by Punk. So we got some finisher stealing right here. Seth counters a GTS and hits another GTS on Punk. Oh, baby. Rollins hits a pedigreed on the table, refusing to use any of his own finishers. That hurts his own knee, but Seth doesn't give a fuck. He hits another pedigreed. Punk kicks out. Punk takes a mean buckle bomb and a stomp. Punk able to get his foot on the ropes. Punk rolls through a superplex into a GTS, hits another GTS for good measure, pins, and wins right there. Damn. Banger. Main event right there. That was the main event to end the first Raw on Netflix. I really liked the finisher stealing. I bet The Rock did too. He was all about that back then. Ridiculous near falls. Seth and Punk being really stiff with each other, man. They were not holding back. And yeah, I absolutely expected them not to hold back on each other. You really get the feeling these two do not like each other, but they are working together because they know that's what's best for business. And yeah, man, very, very entertaining match. 8 out of 10. And I am sad that Seth lost. I feel like Seth should not have lost that match. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really a fan of... I mean, it's safe to say I'm not a fan of CM Punk in this role, in this new, his comeback here in WWE. We'll see. I hope Seth gets the win in the end. I don't think they're done with each other. At least I hope not. But we are done with this show. Awesome start to the Netflix era. Oh my goodness, bro. All the stars came out. Really made it feel like a huge event. Like, you had celebrities all over the place. I can't name all the celebrities. There's so freaking many celebrities in the crowd. You get the Rock, John Cena, Undertaker, and Hogan, the previous era's top dogs, all there to usher in this new era. Like, yeah, man, awesome stuff. I love that Hogan got booed. Pay-per-view level match card, man. Like, you get the tribal combat, you get a women's world title match, Seth versus Punk. Those were all main event level matches, and they all hit. Fun segments thrown in between. A very hot, sold-out LA crowd. Fuck yeah, man. Well done. Knocked that debut out of the park. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. The Netflix era, hell yeah. 9 out of 10. You should check out this show. It was a lot of fun. All right, so we're done with the Raw debut. Let's go to the NXT Netflix debut. It's New Year's Evil in Los Angeles, and we get The Rock arrives to the arena. Corey Graves is now rejoining NXT commentary. Hallelujah. I talk about this with my wife, and I discuss this all the time. We love Booker T, but he's fucking terrible on commentary, man. A shucky ducky quack quack. Sure, man, you got funny, weird catchphrases, but honestly, you bring very little insight to the matches. You're just kind of there as a comedic piece. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they should bring in someone who actually will bring some insight. And boom, you got Corey Graves. I'm feeling this trio thing will work out. You got Booker T as like the comedic third. Yeah, it should be okay. And they were ribbing Booker T all throughout the show, man. Like, oh, you're gonna... Like, Corey was all over him, man. And I feel like they were ribbing Booker T. Like, I feel like rather like they're just not a fan of his, or I don't know. It feels like it was a rib. Regardless, I'm not really a fan of Corey Graves' commentary style either, but I'm happy he's back on NXT at least to help out with the Booker T problem. So we start this show with the NXT Women's Championship match. Roxanne Perez defends against Julia. Perez hits a nice Frankensteiner and a dive through the ropes. Julia plants Roxanne with a mean spinning driver and a Northern Lights bomb on the floor. Cora Jade arrives to help. She puts Perez back into the ring. I'm surprised that's, she touched. She made physical contact. I mean, usually you'd think that's a disqualification, but it wasn't. Perez hits the Pop Rocks. Julia kicks out Perez right into a nasty armbar. And she was just fucking pulling that arm back. Julia escapes, nails another Northern Lights bomb, pins, and new women's NXT champion. It's Julia. Whoa, man. I'm a little bit surprised. Good, fast-paced match. I wish it was longer. Back and forth action. Perez putting on some nasty submissions. Like that armbar was nasty. She put on a really nasty looking crossface. And Julia just hitting nasty drivers, man. Oh my goodness. Just dumping Roxanne on her head. 7 out of 10. Good fight. Like I said, wish it was longer. Basically, the problem is The Rock is here. And The Rock is going to, they're going to give him whatever amount of time and do whatever you want, man. Go out there and speak your mind. Say whatever you want. I really wish they did this at the beginning of the show because, honestly, it made every match feel rushed because The Rock has to have his time. And no one wants to step on The Rock's foot, right? So everyone wanted to make sure they got their matches done in time. So that kind of sucks. I wish it was a longer match. It definitely could have gone another sequence, maybe even 2. But regardless, Roxanne Perez, phenomenal run as champion. I was not a fan of hers until she did this run as champion where she was like, yo, fuck the I'm happy to be here shit. I'm a bitch. I'm better than you. And yeah, she was phenomenal. Amazing run as champion. Curious to see what's next for her. Seems like a pretty easy transition to come up to the main roster. I think that'll be fine. We get Eddie Thorpe. Apparently he has been attacked backstage, but Ava Raine not buying it. She's like, nope, you're wrestling tonight. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. We get the Women's North American Championship #1 contenders, Fatal 4-Way. I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, Fatal 4-Way. It's Stephanie Vacour, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Cora Jade battling each other. Kalani, nice twisty dive, wipes out Lola. Vacour with the nasty dragon screw to Jordan in the corner. Stephanie, big dive, takes out Cora and Lola. Lonnie says, hold my beer. Moonsault dive takes out everybody. Kalani super kicks Lola out of the ring. Vacour grabs Kalani, hits the nasty backbreaker, pins, and wins. Another good match. I wish went a little bit longer. Lots of action, everyone getting a good spot. But yeah, again, I would have liked another sequence around, get everybody another spot or two or something like that. Definitely could have been a little bit longer. Everyone had a good little moment, no one really got lost in the shuffle. Really enjoyed Cora Jade. 7 out of 10. Good stuff. And excited to see, now you got the new ladies coming in and moving up. You got Stephanie Vacour. She's going to challenge for a championship. Julia's the new champion. So yeah, the new ladies showing up are already making a big impact. We got a 6-woman tag. It's Fatal Influence, Henley, Nyx, and Jane versus Gigi Dolan, Paxley, and Shotzi. Shotzi dives into a mean Henley forearm. Gigi and Paxley, nice tandem dives. Shotzi hits Henley with the diving senton, pins the Women's North American Champion for the big dub right there. Solid enough trios tag right there. Some good teamwork. It definitely feels like Fatal Influence is like, they're hanging on by a thread. Like, I don't think they're all that, good of a squad together at like storyline wise. Like, they're all kind of like egomaniacs kind of. They're all, I don't know, they all want to be the leader. Doesn't really work out anyway, but a decent match. We get Ethan Page arguing with Ava Raine backstage. The Rock shows up, introduces himself to the man that is currently arguing with his daughter. Rock, aware of Ethan's recent streak of breaking bones, Rock tells Ethan to respect Ava and all will be good. Ava gives Rock a pep talk before he addresses the NXT crowd, and Rock is like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. So clearly he's got nothing, no notes on his forearms this time, no notes on his hands. He's gonna go out there and just speak from the heart. But first, it's a Heritage Cup Championship sudden death match. So it's basically just a one-on-one match for the Heritage Cup. Charlie Dempsey defends with No Quarter Catch Crew versus Lexis King. King dive, takes out No Quarter Catch Crew. Dempsey cut open on his forehead. I don't know what caught him, but he's bleeding. Dempsey, nice transition into an armbar. King powers out with a slam. King accidentally headbutts Dempsey in the nuts, hits the coronation pins, and new Heritage Cup champion, it's Lexis King again. King looking sad, making the pin because of the accidental low blow. He's been wanting to, be a good guy and win fair, and he doesn't quite get what he wants, but he's a champion now, who cares? A good, fast-paced technical matchup. Dempsey, very impressive showing, and a run as champion, I don't think it's good. It doesn't, stand out as, oh, it was incredible, but he never let me down. Always put on a good technical matchup. I think him as Heritage Cup champion was a perfect fit. The rounds and everything that fit exactly what they're going for with Dempsey and his crew. What's next for him? That's going to be interesting. He could move up. He could stick around, and he's got more work to do in NXT. Overall, good match. 7 out of 10. Now, backstage, we got Shotzi making her argument to Ava that she is the number one contender for Henley's North American Championship. Stephanie Vacour argues that she's number one contender because she literally just won a number one contenders match. Ava tells them to fight for it next week, which, what the fucking fuck, man? That's not fair to Stephanie. She won a number one contenders match. Just give them both championship matches. Fuck it. Or make it a triple threat. It is main event time. Triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams defends against Eddie Thorpe and Oba Femi. Trick hitting hard slaps and a nice spinning kick. Oba drops Trick with a anti-air shot and a massive sit-out powerbomb. My goodness. And they're calling Oba's powerbomb the fall from grace. Pretty cool. Thorpe, armed with a chair, arrives late to the match to stop the pinfall just in time. Oba destroying Thorpe, and I mean destroying. He is beating the fuck out of him. Oba nailed with a trick shot out of nowhere. Oba able to kick out. Thorpe nails Trick with a chair. Oba with the fall from grace powerbomb pins, and no! NXT champion, it's the ruler, Oba Femi. Oh fuck yeah. Really entertaining main event matchup. Eddie adding in some nice tension to the match, last second pinfall breakups, not bad, I like it. Trick and Oba, good hard-hitting battle. Trick Williams, solid run as champion, but is he ready for a main roster call-up? I personally don't think so. I think he should stay in NXT. I don't think everyone has to move up to the main roster, though I think he can, because Carmelo's right there, so they can easily transition into a Trick Carmelo thing if they wanted to. But I think Trick could still use a little bit more seasoning. He's still not quite there in the ring. He can have a match, absolutely, but I don't think he can control a match on his own. He needs someone better in the ring with him to have that good match. I still think he can use a little seasoning. I won't be shocked if he gets the call up because he's super, super confident. He's great on the microphone. He's great with crowds. And he's earned a call up for sure. He's done great work in NXT. I just worry that he's not quite ready for the main roster. But regardless, it was a good run as champion. And here we go, man. Oba Femi, primed and ready for a big run as champion, man. I'm hoping for a Gunther level run. This guy's going to be undefeated for a year. He's going to dominate NXT in 2025. And that's the way it should be. 7.5 out of 10 for this match. And then we finish it off with The Rock. He makes his NXT appearance, swearing a whole bunch, talking about the chills and the electricity, throwing out the catchphrases, just having a lot of fun with the crowd. Rock thanks the fans. He shouts out the NXT roster to end out the show. And yeah, man, a very enjoyable start to the NXT Netflix era. NXT also on Netflix as well. My wife thought it was only Raw, but no, it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and all pay-per-views, man. They're there. They are Netflix, man. Wrestling was good throughout, but like I said, it all felt rushed to squeeze in The Rock's promo. No one wants to get in trouble with The Rock or, do anything like that. So a lot of the matches felt rushed. Numerous title changes. Reigning in this new era, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Curious to see what's next for Roxanne Perez and Trick Williams. And The Rock, he brought the energy to a very rowdy Los Angeles crowd. He was just rambling. He had nothing prepared. It was, it was just a nice, fun moment. You don't see The Rock in NXT, and he's giving NXT their props. Like, yes, they're not as big as the SmackDowns or the Raws, but it's a very important show. We all know, like, it's kind of the training grounds, the proving grounds before you get to the main roster. You earn your stripes in NXT, and then you come up. But yeah, I love NXT. Ever since they became like the black and gold brand, I've loved it. I've been a huge fan of NXT, and yeah, they continue to crush it. 7.5 out of 10 for this show. All right, let's go over to AEW Dynamite. I haven't finished SmackDown yet because it's 3 hours and it's a lot longer now. So let's go to Dynamite. They're in Clarksville, Tennessee. We got Will Ospreay going up against Buddy Matthews to start the show. Buddy with a lumbar check and a sweet Swanton Meteora diving combo. Hell yeah. Oz Cutter and a hidden blade out of nowhere. Buddy kicks out of that. Matthews reverse GTS, that's cool, and a wicked curb stomp. I mean, just stealing all the moves. Ospreay answers back with a Styles Clash and another hidden blade, pins, and wins. Really good hard-hitting bout to open up the show here. Crazy kickouts, man, from big offensive moves from both guys here. They did have Ospreay did that no-sell thing again in this match. Again, I would just really prefer if he didn't do that every single match, or even change it up, like get fucking rocked by a lariat, then do your kip up, but then like fucking collapse because like it was just too nasty of a lariat. I don't know, change it up a little bit. Regardless, fast-paced match, strong chemistry between these two, really good match. 7.5 out of 10. We got Ospreay says Buddy and Brody King don't need to be following Malachi Black anymore. They would be better off on their own. Buddy takes this pretty well, actually. Shakes hands with Will Ospreay, and hey, do we have maybe a new budding bromance starting to appear here, or is it just another trap? Like, Buddy's just, yeah, sure, dude, and then they'll just blindside and attack him or something like that. But I also thought Ospreay was supposed to go deal with Moxley and crew after he was done with the tournament, but what's he doing here? I don't know. He's just having good matches, at least. We got Private Party celebration is cut short by the Hurt Syndicate. MVP and friends would like to party. They're like, yeah, it's party. Hurt Syndicate have a little shot, not really, with Private Party. Lashley then awkwardly says they are coming for the tag titles, pours out the shot. But I don't know, it looked like MVP had to remind Bobby, like, hey, you got to do something here. And like, yeah, Bobby, I don't know, it looked like he was late. Didn't look good, looked hella awkward, didn't like that. Now it's Bobby Lashley with the Hurt Syndicate versus Mark Briscoe. Briscoe's sneaky little chair shot and then nails the chair dive. MVP is losing his shit on commentary. He's like, he cheated. That should be a disqualification. It's hilarious hearing that coming out of his mouth, considering how much shenaniganery he gets up to. Briscoe hits the froggy bow and Bobby kicks out at 1, stunning Briscoe. Lashley spears Briscoe in half, applies the Hurt Lock, and Lashley wins again. Good match due to a awesome performance from Mark. Briscoe getting thrown around out there, selling fantastically, making Bobby look like a beast, and he had a fun comeback, got the crowd going. Sadly just comes up short this time. 7 out of 10. Hurt Syndicate look to do more damage to Briscoe, but Private Party are there to chase away the bad men. It looks like we're inevitably going to get a Private Party versus Hurt Syndicate, maybe for the tag team title match. That should be okay. I don't feel very confident about Private Party going into that one, how strong Hurt Syndicate has been so far, but they just became the champions, right? So that'd be a real unfortunate situation if Private Party end up losing in not that long of a time, but we'll see where that one goes. And now it is time for the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royale, one of my favorite AEW matches. So it's kind of like a Royal Rumble, not really. It's a Battle Royale, so it starts out with 2 guys, and I don't know, it's kind of a random clock, but every minute to 2 minutes, someone will enter, and it's first pin, first submission wins. So it could end with 2 guys, the first 2 guys, they'll keep adding in people until a pinfall happens. So really cool, and the winner will get a world title shot. So we're starting the match off with Jay White going up against the Hangman. It just has to be. And they beat the crap out of each other until Wheeler Yuta enters in at third. Yuta immediately hit with a Blade Runner because he sucks. Ricochet comes out fourth to Swerve's music, playing Mind Games with Hangman. Adam Cole enters, super kicks everybody. Anti-air super kick and a Panama Sunrise to Ricochet, who kicks out. Danny Garcia enters sixth. He duels with Cole and then he does a trifecta, 10 punches in the corner. That made me laugh. Just got one guy in the corner, another guy comes over, get in that corner. Here comes another guy, you get in that corner too. Wham, wham. Fucking loved that. That was a great little spot. Thumbs up. Hilarious. Yuta and Danny get into a nasty slap off, and then Powerhouse Hobbs enters next, slingshots Ricochet into someone. I didn't see who, but that was badass. Roddy Strong, eighth to enter, goes on a backbreaker spree, of course. Ricochet gets planted on his neck with a dragon suplex. That looked horrific. Hopefully he's okay. Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster, at ninth. Chokeslams everything that has a heartbeat and then has a meat off with Hobbs by throwing around Ricochet back and forth. That was fucking hilarious. Thumbs up for that. Kyle O'Reilly at number 10 starts working with Cole and Roddy. Here comes good old Slapnuts himself, Jeff Jarrett. He comes in 11th but gets jumped by Yuta. He doesn't even get into the ring, so he doesn't even get to be in this match technically. Hobbs Spinebuster pins O'Reilly to win the Casino Gauntlet. Oh my goodness. Powerhouse, y'all. Hobbs earns a shot at Moxley's AEW World Championship. Wow. Very surprised. This is great for Hobbs. Well-earned win. I mean, he's really good, man. He's been coming along. Just injuries have kind of hurt his consistency. But yeah, this is cool. And I love the Casino Gauntlet. Lots of fun. A all-star lineup, man. Like, big names in this matchup. Everyone except for Jeff Jarrett had good moments. I mean, Jeff had a moment of just getting screwed over. Ricochet was awesome in this match. Garcia was really good. Strong pacing, action-packed. Banger right here. And then Jeff Jarrett back in the ring, very disappointed at the results. Things get interesting when MJF arrives. Max making fun of Jeff's one-year extension, saying that's the best he can get. MJF could assist with Jeff, winning some matches, and Jeff could assist Max winning some matches. Kind of a back-scratching situation, if you will. When MJF gets his Triple B back, Jeff gets the first shot. Jeff declines the offer and calls Max a prick, and then he leaves. So, a little interesting right here. MJF mixing it up with Jeff Jarrett. I don't know how I feel about that one. Maybe it'll be better in execution than it sounds on paper to me, but I don't think they would mesh very well together, honestly. I don't really see it, but I could be surprised. They may not do anything further than this. We'll see where that one goes. The Death Riders brutally attacked Darby Allin on Rampage last week. Darby having his head smashed in between a couple of chairs and takes a real nasty tumble down a flight of steps, and it's like those steel steps with that shit fucking hurts, man. That's ridiculous. So it looks like Darby's going to be out of action for a little bit here, and Death Riders with yet another brutal beatdown. We get the Rated R superstar Edge, a.k.a. Cope, delivers a message to Moxley and the Death Riders. Edge talks about wrestling Eddie Guerrero with a broken neck and winning, breaking his leg in the cage match last year and getting back up and winning that match. Safe to say, Edge can hang in there with some of the toughest, right? Mox and the Death Riders arrive through the crowd. The Riders get jumped by FTR. Riders eventually outnumber Rated FTR. Edge gets choked out by Moxley, and then Mox pulls out the plastic bag with those bad intentions in mind. But thankfully, Powerhouse on his arrival scares off the Death Riders, and he just his presence alone scared off 5 very large men, or 4, and a woman. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we get Mariah May interrupted in hilarious fashion by Harley Cameron. And man, Harley Cameron, what a treat she is, as she is very comedic. Maybe she should just go be a comedian. Like, they barely use her in AEW. I think she's hella funny. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something else for her. Now we got a triple threat for the number 1 spot in the women's Casino Gauntlet. So the number 1 spot unlike the Royal Rumble, is actually good in the gauntlet because you actually have an opportunity to get that pinfall as soon as possible. So they're fighting for that. It's Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and Toni Storm battling. Willow slingshots Toni into Chris's pelvic region. Pretty funny. Toni Storm on a snapmare spree even hits the double mare. The crowd is approving of this. Very funny. Fucking only Toni Storm can get over numerous snapmares like that. Thumbs up. Willow with the 2-for-1 German suplex. Impressive power. Chris throws out Willow, nails Toni with a Wednesday Night Fever, pins and wins. Statlander will enter number 1 for the Casino Gauntlet. I mean, honestly, Toni or Willow could enter number 2. But Toni, entertaining as always, acting like she's brand new, this up-and-coming, hot shot and new talent. Very funny. Willow and Chris, always a treat. Great chemistry. Really good match. 7.5 out of 10. And we finish it with Kenny Omega getting a nice response from the crowd. Kenny talks about the rough recovery over the last year, dealing with tuberculosis, whatever the fuck. He had 2 feet he had a lot. He had some of his intestines pulled out, so he's been in it. Kenny knows he can still be the best in the ring. Though he may not be the same, he still thinks he could be the best. Absolutely. Don Callis shows his face. Omega sees red and attacks Don Callis on sight. Archer, Cage, and Fletcher attack Kenny, punching his abdomen. Ospreay, swinging a chair like a wild man, scares off the Callis family. And then Omega and Ospreay have a tense stare-off. There's a lot of history between these two men. Not very good history. And yeah, dude, that's how we end the show. They also throw in that Kenny Omega will return to the ring versus Brian Cage next week. Now, that's what I'm fucking talking about, y'all. Kenny Omega finally returns to AEW in-ring action. I know he had a match in New Japan. I haven't had a chance to check it out just yet, but very good. Very happy to see the Kenny getting in some matches again, and can't wait for him to get back to work in AEW. And that's the show. Really good Dynamite, with the Casino Gauntlet being the MVP and the major focus of this show. Excited to see the women's Gauntlet side. That'll be fun as well. Other matches were also good throughout. Powerhouse Hobbs getting a big opportunity. Very cool for him. And he gets added into like the rated FTR Death Riders feud. So hey, that's a big spotlight here for Powerhouse Hobbs. MJF and Jarrett getting into it. Something I'm not really sure if I like that mix. Again, we'll see if they move on with it or what's going to happen there. Omega, AEW, in-ring action very soon. Fantastic news. That's the news I was looking for. Yeah, I am very happy. 7.5 out of 10 for the Dynamite. All right, let's go back now to the SmackDown. They're in Portland, Oregon, and just a reminder, SmackDown is a 3-hour program now. We got Paul Heyman. He hypes up the only Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns' big win on Monday Night Raw. Heyman invites Cody Rhodes to the ring. Heyman tells Cody he's earned Roman's respect. Now Roman has the Ulafala back. It is time to get the WWE Championship back. Roman will enter the Royal Rumble. All right. And then Kevin Owens interrupts, starts trash-talking Cody a little bit, and Cody bolts into the crowd, starts brawling with Kevin. And here come Fatu and Tama Tonga. They appear in the ring, cornering a lonely Paul Heyman. Jimmy Uso to the rescue with a steel chair. Fatu is unfazed by the chair shots by Jimmy. Bloodline beat down Jimmy and the referees. Cody returns, takes out the Bloodline. Backstage, referee screaming at Fatu to leave the building. Out of nowhere, here comes LA Knight. Yeah, he just shoves Fatu out of the door and locks it. Yeah, that was funny. That was some funny stuff right there. But yeah, Roman free to target the WWE Championship. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a contender to win the Rumble. It's starting to look like it's going to be an absolutely loaded Royal Rumble with a lot of big names, a lot of contender-level people to be in the Rumble. I don't know when the last time we saw Roman Reigns in there, but he's already won, 2 Rumbles, I think, now. I don't really want to see him win a third one, honestly. The possibility of John Cena, I don't know. But a solid opening to the show right here. It would have been a lot better if Roman Reigns was actually here, but, We get a Women's United States Championship match up next. Chelsea Green with Piper defends against Michin. Michin, busy attacking Piper, allows Green to recover. Michin crossbow countered into a roll-up. Chelsea cheats, grabbing the tights to retain. Nice, solid first defense for Chelsea right here. I like Piper dressing up like a Secret Service member. That's a nice touch right there. So they're doing everything they can with the United States gimmick. I appreciate that. Michin, just too focused on Piper, cost her the big match right there. Got focus. We get Nick Aldis. Handles a feisty tag team division backstage. Motor City Machine Guns will face A-Town Down Under for a tag team title shot. Pretty Deadly and Los Garza, they will fight because they don't like each other. That's all you need. So we have Pretty Deadly, Wilson, and Prince going up against Los Garza. Wilson screaming for DIY to come help them. DIY do not arrive, but a super kick arrives for Wilson's face. Escobar cheap shot. Los Garza hit a cool military press, like rotating slam. They called it MTY, okay? But they win, so there you go. Some nice teamwork right there from Los Garza. I like that finishing maneuver. Pretty Deadly not getting help from DIY. Will it hurt their feelings? We'll find out. But first, it's a U.S. Championship match. Shinsuke Nakamura defends against LA Knight. Yeah. Shinsuke's head repeatedly smashed into the new Cadillac of announce tables, they're calling it. I don't know how that's going to work out. They say this new announce table is like metal and all this shit. Are we going to be able to break through that sumbitch? Or like, are we just fluffing it up to make it sound like a more devastating table? We'll see. Knight lovely leap to the top, nails the superplex into the inverted walls of Jericho. Shinsuke escapes, nails the Kinshasa. LA has his foot on the ropes. Shinsuke smashes his knee into the exposed turnbuckle. Knight nails the BFT, but the Bloodline show up attacking Los Angeles Knight, and the match is disqualified. Boo. But a damn fine match going on right there. Spoiled by the Bloodline. That is a shame. A good back and forth fight. Some nice counters, good pacing, chemistry starting to get there. 7 out of 10. We get Bloodline. They continue beating up Los Angeles Knight. Jimmy Uso and Cody to the rescue, again chasing off the Bloodline. Cody demands a match whenever, whatever, whoever, but specifically now and against the Bloodline. Nick Aldis obliges. We'll get that for the main event. And now we get Motor City Machine Guns, Sabin and Shelley versus Waller and Theory for a tag title shot. A-Town using shady tactics to stay in control. Guns rally, tandem dropkick combo, hit the skull and bones for the big dub. Really impressive effort here from A-Town, cutting off the Guns whenever they tried to gain momentum. It's just, yeah, they got hit with the finisher and they lose, but they were in control for most of the match. Guns resilient comeback, really solid matchup. DIY explain why they were not there for Pretty Deadly, and they don't even get their names right, for goodness sakes. But it seems like Pretty Deadly bought the excuse this time, but yeah, it's already off to some shaky grounds here, this relationship. Now we got new WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton interviewed about the big win. Tiffy says she pretended to be friends with Nia to get close to the champion. Nia hears this and arrives, calls Tiffy an ungrateful little shit. Love it. Nia wants her title back, threatening Tiffy. Bayley makes her claim for the title. Out comes Naomi and Bianca. They arrive. Naomi makes her claim for the title. Nia disrespects Naomi and then attacks the tag champs. Tiffy wipes out everybody with the prettiest moonsault. Aldis comes out, announces a fatal four-way number one contenders match for right now. It's Naomi, Bayley, Bianca Belair, and Nia Jax battling it out. Nia mean power bombs for Bianca and Naomi. We get an awesome big Tower of Doom spot with a Samoan drop. Looked like a nasty fall, but pretty awesome. Thumbs up. Jax hit with a 450. Everyone climbs onto her trying to cover her. Doesn't work. Candice arrives to help Nia recover. Candice grabs Bianca's ponytail. Bianca pulls it away and accidentally whips Naomi. Oh dear. Bianca and Nia crash over the announce table, brawling. Bayley hits Naomi with a rose plant, pins and wins. Naomi earns a shot. No, Bayley earns a shot. Bayley earns a shot against Tiffy. There we go. Chaotic fatal four-way match. That's how, just not to be rude, but Bayley was a little bit in the shadows on this one. That might have been by design so that it's more effective for her win. But anyway, chaotic fatal four-way, great non-stop pacing to this one. Everyone getting in there, except maybe Bayley could have gotten in there a little bit more, but strong performances all around. I am loving the chemistry between Nia Jax and Naomi. Those two are just built for each other. It's awesome. 7.5. Main event time. It is a tag team match, my favorite. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. Cody with the hottest of hot tags, whooping some bloodline ass. Cody superplex, Jimmy hits a splash. Cody Cutter connects, and then Kevin Owens arrives. Cody just leaves the match to fight Kevin. Jimmy hits a spear and a splash. Fatu breaks up the pin. Fatu Impaler DDT and the moonsault pins Jimmy. Bloodline win. Very standard main event tag team match, as usual, but, big hot tag from Cody was fun. Jimmy felt like he was a little bit off in this match. He was talking a lot with the referees. Very noticeable how much he was talking with them. Kind of pulled me out of it at times. Jacob Fatu, monstrous performance as always. Solid enough main event. Cody and Kevin return. They're still fighting. Cody tackles Owens off of the stage, through some tables, landing hard into the concrete floor below to end the show with a thumbs up. Hell yeah. Nasty crash right there. Hopefully everyone's fine. Really solid SmackDown Netflix debut. Now, they didn't get the red carpet with all the celebrities, the Hall of Fame support like Raw did, which is kind of shitty. Where's the big SmackDown alumni? Where's the love for SmackDown? Roman not being there felt like a miss. The guy that should be bringing in this new Netflix era for SmackDown especially wasn't there, so I wasn't really feeling that. Wrestling solid throughout, nothing really too crazy. The surprise fatal four-way was quite fun. Kevin Owens and Cody, another nasty meeting. Hopefully no injuries there. That was a nasty fall. Regardless, pretty solid SmackDown. 6.5. Let's go back to AEW now. We'll finish it off with Collision in Athens, Georgia. And they start the show with the Saturday Night's All Right for a Fight. I feel like it's been a while since they've done that. And yes, that gave me, kind of just reminded me the theme of the show again. It's actually a perfect theme song. We're fighting. That's kind of what AEW is all about, man. They're wrestling first. It's wrestling on the top pedestal, then storyline and characters and shit. But yeah, that was nice to see. I was like, yeah, remember that? That was fun. So we start the show with Edge versus Big Bill. Bill leaps over the spear, nails Edge with a wicked big boot. Edge nails the spear. Bill barely kicks out. The bell rings and everything. Everyone thought it was over, but no, he apparently kicked out. Edge with a cheeky low blow hits another spear, puts Bill in a rear naked choke. Bill passes out and Edge wins. Entertaining finish. Bill dominating early. Really good performance out of this guy. Edge taking a beating and delivers one as well. Good stuff. 7 out of 10. Learning Tree attacking Edge after the bell. FTR to the rescue. Brawl breaks out. Security manages to get things under control. Let's take a walk with me for a second. Let's talk about Big Bill. How the fuck isn't this guy the biggest? How is this guy not a superstar? He is over with the crowd. He looks like $1 million. This guy is 7 foot tall, built like a Greek god, 6-pack, everything. He's entertaining as fuck. He is funny. He's great on the microphone. He's a funny, entertaining, chirpy little heel. Why isn't this guy huge? Why isn't this guy a champion? He's got everything. And there's another guy that I think about every time I watch TNA. I look at Jake something and I'm like, how isn't this guy huge? He's got the fucking perfect wrestler build and they just don't use him. I mean, they're using Big Bill, but this guy, the crowds are demanding more Big Bill all the time. And he's kind of in this learning tree thing where he's like the background member, but he's clearly bigger than this. Like they should be cashing in on Big Bill, man, and they're just not, which is not good, but a decent match. Hangman, super serious promo. He challenges Christopher Daniels to a Texas death match. Good intense promo right here from Paige. I don't know, man. Like, if he did this promo like out in the crowd, this was like a pre-recorded one, probably wouldn't have gone over very well. He would have more than likely got like whatted or something. But it was a good, well-delivered promo. I don't know, man. Like, the character of Hangman, like, why are you going after Christopher Daniels? It's just, I'm not there with that one. Anyway, Pac versus Commander. I am here for this one. Let's go. Commander, cool handstand over the ropes into a Rana. Come on. Runs the ropes and nails a wicked springboard dive. Come on now, Commander. Thumbs up. Guy's ridiculous. Pac with a stiff boot to Commander's face. How you doing? Pac attacks hype man Alex. Commander comes out, saves him with a badass springboard. Excuse me, Commander. Awesome springboard destroyer. Pac counters with a 450 splash. Locks in the brutalizer for the win. Or he counters the 450, locks in the brutalizer. There you go. Damn fine match right here. My goodness. Commander, outstanding high flying. This guy's insane. Pac, elite selling. Might be one of the best sellers I've ever seen. 7.5 out of 10. Death Riders beating up Commander. The Outrunners come out to make the save. And we have a match. It's the Outrunners. Turbo and Magnum versus Claudio and Yuta. Claudio launching Yuta off of the top. Hits a splash for the W. Very standard tag team formula right here. Outrunners, entertaining performance. Yuta, you're just so suck. Harley Cameron versus Mariah May up next. Mariah Mayday grabs the quick win. A nice effort from Harley. Okay match. Again, another superstar they got here in Harley Cameron. She seems incredibly underutilized. She is so highly entertaining, so funny, and they just really don't have anything that she can latch onto consistently every week. Like, I don't know, man. They throw her in a match here. She, doesn't really show off anything all that impressive. So, I don't know. Brody King has a squash match. Then Brody gets greeted by Edge backstage. Edge says he respects Brody and Buddy, and Edge tells Brody to run. So everyone's trying to break up the House of Black. What the fuck did Malachi do so bad? Like, sure, we want Brody to go off and do his own thing and be a champion, but I don't know if Brody King can necessarily, like, just be Brody King, the guy by himself. Like, he might need to be in a group or have someone with him. I don't know, because, like, they just haven't really demonstrated if Brody King is a guy that can be, competent on the microphone. We know he's competent as fuck in the ring. He could beat the shit out of anybody, but you need a little bit more than that at times. So we'll see what's going on with the House of Black in the long run. Looks like they're trying to break them up. Are they going to hook up with Edge? Like, I don't know. TNT Championship match up next. It is Danny Garcia defending against Katsusori Shibata. Garcia and Shibata dueling suplexes and chops. Danny nailed with a wicked slap. Counters a ripcord into a jackknife pin to retain. Good hard-hitting bout right here. Nice technical wrestling on display. Danny with the comeback, pin out of nowhere. Still doesn't get, booked to look like a strong champion. Generally was getting whooped a lot throughout this match. And yeah, using a Hail Mary jackknife pin out of nowhere to get the pinfall. Garcia just hasn't been made to look like a strong champion so far. But a good match, 7 out of 10. Main event time, Chris Jericho versus Dax Harwood. Dax hitting nasty dragon screws on Chris. Jericho shoves Dax into the steps, hits a code breaker on the floor. Jericho swings and misses with a belt. Chris pokes the referee in the eye, or he punches him in the eye, something like that. Nails Dax with the belt. Dax kicks out. Judas Effect connects Jericho, pins, and wins. Good competitive battle. Slower pace, hard-hitting, old-school style, more of that Dax Harwood thing. It was fine. It was all right. 7 out of 10. Good enough match. Learning Tree attack after the bell rated FTR to the rescue. Or just Edge. Death Riders join in the brawl because, of course, Outrunners join as well. Why not? Mox plants Edge with a DDT, sets up for a concerto. Out comes Powerhouse Hobbs. Arrives, scares away Moxley. Shafir not scared of Hobbs. She stands her ground. Yuta gets slammed through an announce table to end the show because Yuta sucks. A solid collision. Mostly good quality wrestling throughout. Squash match aside. Completely pointless. No reason for that. But they did it. Edge and Jericho, I will say they're having an enjoyable, kind of side feud, learning tree, and rated FTR. I'm digging that. Please give Big Bill a bigger opportunity. This guy should be a superstar for you guys. Crowd responses, fucking really entertaining in the ring, on the microphone, everything. Guy's total package. Make him a star. 6.5 out of 10. Let's finish it off with the 3 stars of the week. I would like to shout out the Fatal 4-Way match on SmackDown. Nia Jax, Naomi, Bayley, and Bianca. Love that chemistry between Naomi and Jax, but an overall very fun, chaotic Fatal 4-Way. Good shit. Good enough for a shout out. And for the official 3 stars, 3rd star goes to Commander versus Pac on Collision. Hell yeah, that match ruled. Especially Commander. Dude, that guy's high flying is out of fucking control. Just like Pac's selling. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to the Tribal Combat match. Roman versus Solo on Raw. Pleasantly surprised with this one. Much better than I was expecting. I had pretty tempered expectations for this one, but they went all out, man. They went there. They had a great match, great battle. Kind of surprised they kicked off the show with this one. It seemed like a main event matchup, but yeah, dude, it was a banger. Really surprised. And the 1st star goes to the Casino Gauntlet on Dynamite. Super fun matchup. All-star cast of wrestlers in that matchup as well. I love the gimmick of the Casino Gauntlet, and a surprise winner in Powerhouse Hobbs. I did not see that one coming, and really cool for Hobbs. We'll see if he can take this opportunity, how far he can take it. We'll see, man. He's been, up and down. I told my wife that Hobbs won, and she was kind of down on that. I was surprised. She likes Hobbs, but yeah, that's just kind of, Hobbs has had some unfortunate injuries that has kind of stifled his momentum, but he's back, won a big match, got a championship opportunity. He's thrust into one of the main storylines of the company. So yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs looking prime for something big in 2025. Is it a world title match or a world title win? We'll have to wait and see. But that is the 3 stars. That's the show, everybody. We're done. Oh my goodness, we're here. So yeah, the show's we're back up to wow, we're cracking over an hour here. That is thanks to the 3-hour programming now from the WWE. We got 2 3-hour programmings every week now. But hey, I was super into the Netflix debut right here. Let me know what you guys thought of how you're feeling about WWE on Netflix. I think it's an absolute slam dunk. It is massive for the WWE, for the Netflix people. Anyone that doesn't know wrestling, now they got this wrestling just plastered all over Netflix. You can watch it whenever you would like. You can rewatch it, fucking fast forward through shit, replay shit whenever you want. They got all the pay-per-views are going to be up there. I think this is incredible for the WWE. It's we could be they're hitting bigger numbers and shit. They're breaking records, but we're still not at that peak popularity that it was in the 90s, the late 90s, or even Hulkamania, for example. We're not at that level yet, but I think we're getting close, and we might be able to get there, where it's just fucking wrestling is popular as fuck again. We might be able to get there with this Netflix thing. So I'm very excited to see where we go over the next year with WWE and how much bigger it could potentially get. So I'm excited. But there's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, so make sure you're reviewing the podcast, share it around with a few thousand of your friends and enemies, all that great stuff. In terms of what we got going on with the podcast this week, got the Hockey Cast coming out. I might try and focus in on some teams that I don't get to talk about very often. See how those teams are doing in the standings. Kind of the teams that slip through the cracks, don't get a lot of attention. I want to try and give those teams some of that attention this week. And whatever news and what's happenings around the league and stuff. So we'll be doing that this week. And in terms of the GamerCast, I got a dilemma. I got 2 ideas here that I'm playing with, but I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. I got games that have aged very well. I'm playing Metroid Prime, and that's just sparked that idea. I'm like, man, this game still just aged so brilliantly. So I kind of want to talk about some games that I feel have personally aged great and still play amazingly today and for coming future. So that's an idea. And the other one is I have my list of every game that I played in 2024, and I want to go through the list and kind of focus in on the games that didn't get a lot of attention during the XCs, and just discuss all the games that I played and go into the ones that didn't get as much love and just discuss which ones, there's some games on the list that I didn't finish. We can discuss why I didn't finish them. It just feels like there's a lot more meat on that bone with this huge list of games that I have. And I could get another episode out of that list if I want to. So I might do something with that. Just talk about all the games that I played in 2024, all of them, all 60 plus that I played. So could do something with that. Regardless, there will be a lovely GamerCast for y'all this week as well. So there we go, everybody. I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos. Go over there, subscribe. Great place. Drop a comment on one of those videos. You would like a question answered live on the podcast. Send them on in. Drop a comment. I got Twitter that I admittedly don't really use anymore. Looking for other platforms to go to. But regardless, all the links are in the description. And we will be back with some more GX Podcast.